Hey everybody, hey friends. My name is Kimberly Weimer and I am an over 50 makeup teacher. I only talk about things that are easy, okay? If you're looking for some fancy schmancy methods of improving your makeup routine, you're probably not gonna find it here. I was in public school education for over 25 years. I like something that is fast, easy. I also, in the end, want to look like me. Like just a better version of me. I'm going to be 55 in 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy. And once I ended up finding makeup that I felt brought out like all my natural beauty and basically enhanced my maturing skin instead of like putting a neon light on it and, flashing, she's getting older, look at all of her wrinkles and age spots. I found a simple way of applying makeup with specific products to a certain place on my face that literally changes everything. But sometimes as we get older, we're like, I've had enough of makeup because we lived the life of just taking like that one shade of foundation and putting it all over and then layering products. I'm going to be 55. So I grew up back in the 80s, and 80s makeup, well, it was a thing. And it's kind of coming back, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But for me, what you're going to see here is just timeless makeup. This is makeup that is going to be able to live day to day with you and until you're 100. Okay. So say hi, tell me where you're from. I am coming to you from the East Coast in the little state of Maryland. And so today we're going to be talking about elevating your natural beauty in a non-invasive way. That's me, okay? There is nothing wrong in my eyes with anybody that wants to go get a little Botox, a little filler, surgery, whatever that means to you. For me, I'm just me, okay? I'm growing old, aging. I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm not trying to look like I'm 30 or 40. I'm just not. Okay. And I'm totally okay with that. So if that is where you are, then you're going to want to stay tuned because I'm going to teach you a couple of things, really easy things that you can take your makeup bag or your makeup stash and you can apply these things minutes after we get off of this call. So anyway, like I said, I was in public school education for 25 years. I retired. It's going on 2 years, kind of crazy, but teaching is all I really know. I ended up coming to this space to teach easy makeup after I found a product that more people needed to know about. So you're going to see me use a variety of different products, but primarily you're going to see me use cream products. And the reason that I love cream is because it is forgiving on mature skin. It actually warms up to the skin and makes it look like skin. The other thing that is really fabulous about creams is it's buildable. So if you have particular areas on your skin that you do need to build product, you can do that, okay? It's so easy. And then if you are like, I just want a little sketch of makeup. I don't want to cover everything. That's kind of where I am. Now, first and foremost, the elephant in the room is always skincare, okay? And so sometimes we're all consumed with finding makeup that works best on our skin. But you have to understand that the makeup that's going to be put on your face is only going to work as good as the skin that you're in, okay? The skin that you have. All right, so, excuse me. So I've been on a skincare journey over the course of, I would say the last 3 years, because prior to that, I didn't really have a skincare routine. All right. I always cleansed my face. I can say this wholeheartedly is that I always washed my makeup off. All right. Then what I did after that, it's kind of like throw straws in the air and see where they land. Most of the time, especially after I hit the age of 40, I use a moisturizer. And then I started to add a toner. All right. Well, Then I found another product line called Pomifera, which I loved. I added some more products in. I found some products that I love, like started a vitamin C serum, started a facial oil, loved until, okay? So, we're backing up 15 years from no routine to finding Pomifera and loving their products because I adopted a routine, to let's back up till April. And I found Korean skincare. You guys, if you check out my stories at any given time, or you can go and look under skincare in the highlight bubble, you are going to see the transformation in my skin. I look younger now than I did 5 years ago because Asian principles are this. They want to nourish the skin with multiple products. And for all of you that are out there saying, I can't do multiple products. Look, you've got to deal with this skin for the rest of your life. Okay. Makeup is going to come and go, but you've got to deal with your skin every single day of your life. There are days that I feel so confident now, a lot of days, that I don't wear any makeup. I might stick some mascara on and go. So I want you to understand that these rituals where there are a lot of products are designed to apply by order of viscosity, which means from the thinnest, like cleansing, all the way up to the thickest, which is like moisturizing, right? And the Koreans kind of have nailed this because they use natural products in order to heal the skin. If you're like me, then you believe there is a plant or an animal out there everywhere who can solve all the problems of the world. It's just a matter of finding the combinations that work. And my point in going on this little soapbox is that if you comment the words K skin, like in Kim skin, you're going to get the links to everything we're going to talk about. But my skincare routine, it only takes me 8 minutes. So it's not like, yes, it's a ritual and it's multiple products, but between 6 and 8 minutes and I'm out. That includes cleansing, all of it. Let's talk makeup right now. Let's jump in. So our old way of makeup is let's take one color and apply it all over our face, right? Let's take, and that makes us have a one-dimensional look. But ideally, my face isn't one color. Look, I have hyperpigmentation here. I have hyperpigmentation here, which when I look at that, it's like, oh, cool. That makes it look like, I have some natural contouring. I'm going to use that to my advantage. I truly am going to use that to my advantage. This line right here gives me some depth and dimension. I actually have it more on the left side than I do on the right side. We don't look at our face enough and say, what does my face need? We just go through the motions. We go through the steps because that's what we were taught. That's what we see other people doing, instead of saying, this is what I need for today. Now, first and foremost, we're going to kind of work in a little bit of reverse because I want to show you that you actually need less product on your face. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in with my sunscreen. All right. And this is a Korean sunscreen as well. It is an SPF 50, and you are going to want to use sunscreen every day, even if you're not in the sun, just environmental, the environment can affect your skin. Lighting that comes in your window, all the things. This is just protection. And just back to what Asian principles are, is that, you want to hydrate, you want to nourish, and you want to protect. And that sunscreen is part of the protection piece, right? So while I'm giving this a second to be able to soak into my skin, then we're going to talk a little bit about this one compact makeup system. So these little compacts are so cool because they're personalized. All of these pop in and out. These colors all pop in and out because they're my colors. And I can do a personal color match. It's absolutely free. I do not mind helping you to help you build a compact that might be just perfect for you. Okay, this is a company called Saint. I've been with Saint for almost 4 years. I love this makeup more today than I did even the first day that I tried it, and I loved it then because of its versatility. And I mean, when I say these are little problem solving in a pan, I mean it. Simply because we have all different types of colors, lip and cheek colors. They can also be used as eyeshadows. They can also be used as color correctors. And then we have powder eyeshadows of all different colors, cool tones, warm tones. Have you ever put an eyeshadow on your lips? Heck no. But I'm going to show you how to do that too, and how gorgeous it is, and how you can use some of the other cream products in order to elevate your natural beauty. So that has had a few minutes to be able to sink in. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to add depth. All right. We don't want our face to look flat. Okay. When your face looks flat, you look older. Okay. I've never had filler in my cheekbones. I get these from my mama. Okay. But my face has changed shape over the years. Naturally, it's going to. I've lost collagen. So if you look at my face, this natural shadow right here, and I can kind of use my fingers. If I put contour there, it is going to hollow out that area to the point that it's going to make me look like Skeletor. Okay, so I have to be smart about placement. If you have more of a round face, then you can absolutely use the kind of just use the top of your ear and that cheekbone to be able to place your contour. But I'm just going to show you a simple location that you can place contour or bronzer. I use them interchangeably. I like somewhat of a warmer look, and if I color match you, all you've got to do is comment the word match. If I color match you, then I'll give you a bronzer and a contour. You can choose, or you can get them both. You can even mix them, which is why I love this compact, because, excuse me, I can put foundation colors in here to equip me with moving from season to season, which is so cool, because I had a summer color, which was this one. I have a winter color, which was this one. And guess where I am now? I'm in between the two, so I can mix. It's so cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip into, this is a contour, okay? It's called Fiji, and this is a bronzer. It's called Bella. I like mixing the both of them. It kind of warms up my contour. Now I'm going to go ahead and place this at my hairline. So in essence, what I'm doing is I want to kind of frame my face. I am using minimal product. If I could tell you, I literally have had these in here, I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 6 months. All right. And you can see where the tins are starting to wear down, but I need minimal product. That's especially true if your skin is in good shape. All right. Because you don't need very much. And I'm just dabbing. There's no swiping. There's no putting it on your hand. I know a lot of makeup artists will say, put it on your hand, run the brush through it, and then put it on your face. With this, you don't need to do it. The brushes that are made for creams know exactly how much product to pick up, which is crazy. All right, so I just put a little bit of contour / bronzer, let's call it bronzer, right here in this area, so you can see this little moon. I let that lit, okay? And there's a reason for that. If I'm going to use a self tanner on my face and I'm going to apply it all over my face, I've just made myself one color all over again. Chances are I made myself orange. All right, so choose your self tanner wisely. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of warmth and contour and dimension, not in this line for me, okay? It's almost sitting right on top of my cheekbone. And then I'm just gonna feather it in an upward motion. It blends so easy because creams warm up to the skin. I mentioned that earlier. And you can even apply it with your finger. That's how easy it is. And you're going to see me use my hands. I wash my hands good before I apply my makeup. Okay, for any of the germaphobes out there. I get it. I get it. All right, so just by doing that, some of you might be like, yeah, that's good. I'm going to add some mascara and I'm out the door. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with my jawline, and we're going to talk jowls. I did a video a couple of days ago showing how to kind of to conceal or to diminish or draw attention away from jowls. And everybody said, okay, great. Now can we see what it looks like underneath? All right. So first of all, the idea of contour is to make an area recede, to set back in. So then the dark area here is making this area look like it's receding, which then brings more emphasis to my cheekbones, right? Because they're not contoured. All right, let's do the jowls. All right, so let me zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. All right, here's my side profile. You see this, okay? This is sagginess right here. All right, this also goes for a double chin, turkey neck, whatever it is that you have. All right, I have 55-year-old skin, guys. It's okay. You're gonna see the final look at the end. But again, the purpose of this little talk is to elevate your natural beauty game in a non-invasive way. This is just makeup. We can wash it right off. All right, so I'm gonna start back here at my ear, and I'm going to follow the bone, okay, my jawline, until I get to right where the sagginess starts. You can kind of see it. And then I'm going to trace right over top of it, because this area I want to recede. I want it to look like it's setting back in. Give me a heart if that makes sense to you. Okay, so I wanted to explain it before I go for it. Staying on the jawline. All right, actually, I'm going to use my finger so you guys can see, and I'll blend it because creams are so easy to blend. All right, and then we're just going to go resume. For me personally, resuming back onto the bone. All right, now that looks crazy orange. We're not going to keep it like that. That would be ludicrous. Nobody wants to do that. All right, but this is going to blend really easy. The only thing that I want to leave is the shadow. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to blend this. And then I'm going to pull it down. And what you're going to end up seeing as we move forward is once I put my foundation on, it will blend right over top of that. But I just want to show you the placement, and then we are dragging that down. Okay, so right now you can see the contour, you can see a definitive area where I've placed no product, and then you see the jowl area. And once I put my foundation over that, that's all gonna blend. Okay, so it is truly just an illusion. It is not anything that's like, oh, it's getting rid of your jowls. No. There is not a makeup on the planet that is going to get rid of your eye bags, that is going to get rid of your jowls, that is going to get rid of your nasolabial folds. So stop thinking that way. There is no makeup that's going to do that. What you need to do is be proactive and learn tricks that you can tweak to be able to help you minimize the appearance. And for me personally, I like to think of when I go in to do my makeup that I am looking for the overall look. Like, I want somebody to look at me, and I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and say, looks good. I like it. Because what happens as we get older is we get fixated on the things. Let me name a few. We get fixated on the dark under eyes. We get fixated on the crow's feet. We get fixated on the nasolabial folds. We get fixated on the marionette lines. We get fixated on them and we're like, I can't get rid of them. They're just so noticeable. But when you take a step back and you think about it in this way, like, I want my overall look just to look great. So when I'm walking down the street or I'm looking in the mirror, somebody says, wow, Kim, you really look great. They're not going to say, wow, you really covered your under eyes really well. Okay? And that really takes a huge load off of you. It truly lifts the world off of your shoulders when you start to think differently about makeup. Let's carry on. Guys, I got over COVID last week, but I have this frog in my throat that is hanging. All right, so let's do the other jowl. All right, and honestly, bronzers don't do as well with this jowl area as contours because contours are typically cooler. All right, and so, you guys are getting a peek at this. Because I like a warmer look and I want to make sure I blend this down onto my neck. I don't want the floating face. Y'all know what that is. Like when your face is one color and your neck is another. Don't do that. It just makes it more obvious. I like that warmth pulled down onto my neck so that everything blends nicely. But a cooler contour really does work out well. I'm hoping, I don't know if I can see all of. All right. Yeah, so if you comment match, if you comment K-Skin, what I like to do is just give y'all just all the links of the things that we talk about. That way you have them all at your disposal and you only need to comment once. If you want to comment more than once, you can, but it is coming to you if you comment K-Skin or match. All right, so we dealt with jowls. All right, so the next thing that I suggest is adding, so let's now deal with color correcting. So color correction is a way of looking at color correction is getting to the root of the problem. So the first step that you want to do is you want to identify the color that you're seeing. We often say, I have dark under eyes. Well, what color is the dark? Is the dark purple? Is the dark blue? Most often, it's either one of those colors. All right, so if you think about the color wheel, I'm trying to find my color wheel here. If you think about the color wheel, and if you see blue and purple, okay, primarily blue, I would say, complementary colors are opposite the color wheel, so something from the orange family will help to color correct that. Hence, my color corrector here. This is a product from Amazing Cosmetics, but Saint has one called Frenchie. Okay, see these colors right there. I'm going to use my color corrector. I just like it because it's a little bit more tacky, like it's a true color corrector. And this is an area where I don't want a lot of movement. All right, I don't want my color corrector kind of pushing its way aside when I go to add a foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and color correct this area. And did you notice, like, I didn't just like smear it all over? I put it exactly where the discoloration is. All right, and then when I blend it, I want to blend it in multiple directions. Okay, by blending it in multiple directions, it is allowing the product to be able to meld into the skin, and then the way that the light picks it up will help it to look more natural. The other thing is our natural creasing. If I only put it in the direction of my natural crease, so let me scoot in. All right, I'm going to add just a wee little bit more. If I look down, you guys can see it better right here. My natural crease when I smile goes this way. So if I only swipe in this direction, it's more likely, I should say, not going to, more likely to crease. But if I am going in and blending it in all different directions, you can use a brush to be able to help you with this. You can also use a beauty blender. I love this one. It is by a company called Stands Out, and it doesn't have to be damp, but most other beauty blenders, like if you're using one like this, you want it to be damp. You run it under water, squeeze it out really tight in a towel, and then do that. So you can see, can you guys take a look at the difference? So I color corrected, I got to the root of the problem rather than taking concealer or foundation and just having to apply it over and over. All that's gonna do is make it look gray. But now I've corrected the blue, so when I go in with my foundation, all right, it's going to be less obvious. The other thing that you notice that I did not do was I didn't go all the way up to my lash line. Listen, under our lash lines, like there is a natural shadow there. We don't want to look like, like I don't know, like a doll in that sense, meaning that it's absolute perfection. Like there is a natural shadow right there. You can see it. I don't need to go all the way up to my lash line. So let's go ahead and do this one. And just a general rule of thumb, I recommend everybody find a peach shade. If you have really dark skin, just get this in a darker version. If you have really light skin, fair skin, get this in a darker or in a lighter version. Amazing Cosmetics has 3 different ones. So they do, this is the light to medium, and then they have a medium to fair, and then they have a medium to dark. And that's what happens is this just gets darker. I was trying to think if I have that. I have a code too that you can use to be able to grab that. And they're getting ready on October 1st to run a deal. It's on TikTok though, but they're running a deal. I want to say it's 30% off. So, all right, multiple directions. Multiple directions. All right, let me just make sure in my mirror here. I'm working in my phone, y'all. Okay, there's not a whole lot of fancy camera action going on. It's just an iPhone. Okay, so now we've dealt with color correction. If you have lots of age spots and sunspots, if you have hyperpigmentation, I want you to think the opposite of what maybe you have thought in the past, where you have thought, oh my gosh, I've got to add something to cover these. But if you flip your thinking, the reason that they appear dark is because of the disparity between your skin color and that hyperpigmentation. That's why it's noticeable. What if you tried to tone the lighter areas a little bit more so that the darker areas don't seem as dark? Genius. We are so accustomed to covering the things that stand out when you can minimize the appearance of those things that stand out by toning the lighter areas around. So let me show you an example of that. I'm going to go in with a bronzer and I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is called the wash brush. Let me wash it off. It's a wash brush. Let's wash it off. I'm just going to spray a little of my brush cleaner just because I have been using this brush for other things. But for the most part, with these Saint brushes, I don't really wash off my colors in between. I get that question a lot. It's just kind of magical how it knows exactly how much product to pick up. Now, if you're going from a red lipstick to a foundation, I recommend that you do. Wash it off. You just want to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to use the wash brush and I'm going to go into my bronzer and we're going to identify some areas that actually are way light, and like this area right here is just way light. So I'm going to go in with the bronzer and tap in that area. Think about adding color instead of taking it away. And bronzer is one of the best ways to be able to do that. If you have, let's say you're a sunglass wearer and you wear sunglasses all the time. So instead of having the darkness under your eyes, you have these white circles. Give me a heart if that's you. Instead of, so this would be this is a perfect case of you needing to add color to make the white circles less obvious, right? And then you can add you may or may not want to add your foundation over top of that. Think of it in reverse. All right, so where else do I need a little bit more color? Let me look in my mirror here. All right, so right here in this area, just a little bit, okay? My mustache. So the idea is for me just to even out my skin tone a little bit more. And I am going in with such a minute amount of product. And I can even take just a wee little bit. Very little. So you can see, especially under my eyes, just by tapping on those lighter areas, what it did. It's kind of crazy. Do you know what? I haven't placed any foundation on yet. This is what's crazy when you think about this in reverse and you add depth and dimension first, then you color correct. Now let's go in and cover anything else that we need. For me, I might look at this and say, I don't need anything, but I know I do here because I want to blend this. This looks icky, all right? It just looks wonky. It doesn't look smooth. So I'm gonna go in with my two foundation colors, the ones because since I am in between seasons right now, and I'm going to fill this in. Underneath of my contour, I'm not going over top of something that I've already placed. I'm filling it in, all right? And you can see how that evened that out. I just want to look like me, only better. All right, and I'm going in with very little product, only where I need it. Let's go ahead and blend this out. And so, you know, you can still see my age and sunspots. You can still see them. But again, what I'm going for is the overall look. Like when somebody talks to me or when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, unless I'm using a magnification mirror, I'm going to say, oh, I see the age and sunspots. But really, I want to look back and say, yeah, like this is the look that I'm going for. I see depth, I see dimension. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add color. Okay, so many times I see women as they age starting to look sallow. It's very common. Just reduced blood flow in your face causes that. And so when you're talking about your skincare and your cleansing, you should be cleansing between 60 and 90 seconds. 90 seconds ideally. That gets all of the blood flowing in your face. Same with your scalp when you're washing your hair. Massage, massage, massage that scalp. That is going to make the biggest difference that you can even imagine. But that sallow look is aging you. And by adding color, a little bit of color, it's just the natural flush color that can change everything. So I'm going to go in and I have a series of colors here. I'm going to go into this color called Pink Slip. All right, it's a pink semi-gloss and it looks really bold in the tin, but I like to use two fingers here and then I'm going to tap it in a circular motion. The reason that I'm using a circular motion is because that's the natural shape of my cheek. All right, and then I can carry it on up. And just by adding a wee little bit of color, it makes you look healthy. It makes you look youthful. If you don't have a peach in your repertoire and you do have a lot of age and sunspots, that peach color is naturally going to color correct. It's going to help your age and sunspots set off into the background. All right, I'm going to show you an example of that. Had a customer that reached out, and by the way, like when you reach out to me with questions, I work one-on-one with you. All right, I will send you videos that are strategic and help you specifically with your issue. I will make recommendations for colors, that sort of thing. I will help as much as I can. There is a phone number that you can text me, and it's 301-720-0788. You can text me and ask me your question. Geesh. And that's the best place to be able to communicate with me. You can talk to me a little bit on Instagram, but if I could tell you the number of messages that I get in a day's time, you would be like, pfft. And so sometimes messages fall through the cracks, and I don't want them to. It's just Instagram's way because of the massive amounts of traffic that I get. All right, so I'm going to go in with this peach shade, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it. I bet you never thought of using a peach to add color and like a natural glow to the face. So all I'm going to do is I'm just tapping a little bit of this peach inside of the bronzer area. Because when you think of getting sun-kissed, you don't, I mean, maybe some of you do get like dark brown. But most of the time you turn a little bit of a pinky peach hue before you get darker. That's why this looks natural. It's just that natural color that you get from the sun. And you can also use that on your cheeks as well, okay? I love it. Like you can even tap it on your nose. It just gives the prettiest, this color is called Madrid if you're interested in knowing the colors. But all right, so let's backtrack and let me review what we've done so far because there's still some things to do, but I just want to show you the basics. So when you leave this class, you can go and you can look it through your makeup stash and you can find things that work for you. First thing we did was we moisturized. I used sunscreen. Second thing we did was we added depth or dimension. That could be with a bronzer, that could be with a contour, forehead, cheekbones, jawline if you want. You can even contour your nose. I didn't, but it's a thing. The next thing that we did was we color corrected. So we went in and we got to the root of the problem. We found a color that was going to counter the color that we see, in which case many times it is this salmon pink color. We color corrected, and now we're adding color to our face, all right? Then we also went in and filled in any gaps with the foundation. We hadn't used foundation up until now, all right? Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something called brighten. What does that mean? Well, we're going to bring light to certain parts of our face that we want to bring forward, all right? But we have to be very careful as we get older, bringing attention to the areas that have more texture, right? So I'm gonna show you what I like to refer to as the sweet spot for those of you over 50 or that have mature under eyes. And I'm gonna use my finger for this. So this color right here is lighter than all the other colors. That is my accent highlight. You might call it a concealer, but we're not gonna use it to necessarily conceal, okay? Because we already color corrected. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use it to our advantage to bring light to certain areas of our face. So I'm going to put it right over top of that color corrector, and I'm gonna bring it right down here, which is where I like to refer to as the sweet spot. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a brush and kind of feather it in. You can also do this with a beauty sponge as well. But just that wee little bit was all I needed. If I would take it all under here, all it's gonna do is magnify the texture that I have there. So I call this area the sweet spot. It's this little tiny, kind of like a kite or a triangle, half a kite maybe. All right, and then we're gonna go into this other side. It would be so helpful to me if you also would share this video with somebody, maybe in your stories or somebody that you know you've had this conversation with about makeup. Like, I really want to wear makeup, but I just don't know how. Or I've given up on makeup, but I really didn't want to give up on makeup. I just have lost touch with it. And having a new philosophy sometimes makes all the difference in the world. The next place I'm going to go is right down the middle. Now I'm just going to blend this out. Creams are so forgiving, ladies. I mean, it's just, it really, I never used creams prior to using Saint. I was always a powder. I used Bare Minerals for 24 years, same color, medium beige. And didn't even think about the concept that my face was not one color, but yet I was trying to make it one color, which, you know, that just sounds weird. All right, so let's go ahead and add some color to the lips, and then we'll do a little bit of a brief eye look because I don't want this live to go on for hours. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to line my lips. I just like to line my lips with a lip liner. Let me find it. Find one that I could use. This one, I can use this one. This one is by Rena Beauty, and I believe it is called, you know, just makeup companies in general, they do not, it's called Notice Me, but makeup companies always write things microscopic on their products. So if you can't see, all right, so I'm going to apply my lip liner from here to here. Look at my natural lip. It turns down, and that happens. Actually, what happens is our lips fold under as we get older. And so if I line from corner to corner, it's going to make me look sad. All right, so I don't have really big lips, and I want to look like I have the biggest lips that I possibly could have without overlining by a lot. You know, I'm an up-close makeup person. I want somebody to be able to stand 3 feet away from me and not be like, I see that you drastically overlined your lips, or you know exactly what I mean. You know, if you're on stage and you're performing or you're in a big event, that's different. But when we're talking about up-close makeup, I will overline a little bit, really just on that vermilion border. So you can see the white line. It's natural. We all have it. That's where I line, okay? And I'm not going all the way to the corner. I'm stopping shy. Stopping shy. I like to tap it out just so it looks natural and it's not a harsh line there. Okay, so now we're going to go in with just, I don't know, I'll go ahead and use pink slip, which is what I used on my cheeks, and I'm going to tap it out and make it kind of like more like a lip stain for now. And then we're going to go in with an eyeshadow over top. What the, yeah, who knew? All right, so I'm going to go in with this color called, let's see, which one do I do? I'm going to go in with this color called Revival, and it is a berry color. And we're just going to darken it up. So Saint lip colors do not last long in and of itself, like by themselves, because the makeup, it's pretty clean, okay? It's pretty clean. So by adding a powder to it, you just have added longevity to your lip color. So think about that. Now, I'm going to go in with another color. It's more like a neutral over top of this, simply because now that I placed the eyeshadow on there, it's dry, right? And if you have a gloss, maybe you have like a plumping gloss or something you can add over top. I did have my plumping gloss, but I don't know where it went. Oh, it's right here. I am going to use that. This is by City Lips. I really like this. It's a plumping lip gloss, so let's go ahead and add try using, I mean, if now that I've told you that you can use your eyeshadow as a lip color, you literally have opened up your world. I'm sure you're all going over to your palette going, oh my gosh, now I have this color and this color and this color to be able to use. And so helping to be able to utilize the products that you already have in your stash makes it like the possibilities limitless. All right, let's talk eyes right now. All right. My lids get red and veiny. Depends on sleep, depends on hydration, depends on all the things, okay, hormones. So I always recommend that you prime your eyelids. This is not even if you want to do eyeshadow, okay? Maybe you're just not an eyeshadow girl. Totally okay. But just to be able to give a more even color to your lids, this Sigma Cosmetics has sold out multiple times probably because I keep sharing it. And everybody that has it loves it. This is an eye primer by a company called Sigma Cosmetics. So you're going to get the link to this. If you comment K-Skin or Match, you're going to get the link. This is the color Persuade though. Okay. They have other colors that are kind of more shimmery. This is the color that you want if you want more of matte. So watch what happens. Do you guys notice what color it is? It's a peachy pink. Oh my gosh, what have we learned about peachy pink? It's just really great for color correcting, which is why it literally evened out all of my discoloration. Yeah. So many a day, I will just do this and add some mascara and go. Okay, so if you're not much of an eyeshadow girl, you're like, I don't know what to do with it. I have crepey eyelids, I have hooded eyes, I have small eyes, I have wrinkly eyes. You all can do this, okay? You definitely can do this. All right, so we went ahead and primed the eyelids. Please don't neglect your brows either. I love, this is an eyebrow pencil by a company called Revant. It is a gel eyeliner pencil, but I've had my eyebrows microbladed. So, and then I get them dyed. It's a great thing because then I don't have to color them in. But in between that, I will use this gel eyebrow pencil by a company called Revant. And again, I can get you the links for all of that. You just let me know. So let's go in and let's just do just a couple simple colors of eyeshadow. And I'll talk about placement so that you guys can get an idea of, or maybe learn something new. Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna go in, I did a reel yesterday and I got a lot of compliments on the eyeshadow color. So we're gonna go in with this color called, it's called Spectre. It's gray. All right, I'm pretty sure this is still on the Saint website. I'm dabbing with the eyeshadow brush. I'm tapping off any excess. I'm gonna keep my eye open. And if I go inside of my crease, Spectre is gonna get lost, okay? I have deep set eyes. How do I know I have deep set eyes? Well, this is one way of knowing if you have deep set eyes. If your brow bone is protruding, and so you can literally feel your brow bone and you feel like it's almost sitting over top of your lower lash line. That's me. If I put anything bright and sparkly on this brow bone, I might as well put a neon flashing disco bulb there. That means it's going to be drawing more attention to my deep set eyes. People are not gonna, they're gonna look at me and they're gonna say, oh, you have a lot of sparkle going on underneath of your brow, okay? I also want to preface this by saying, before I have anybody that says there are no rules, there are no rules to eyeshadow. You do you. You figure out how you feel the most beautiful, and all of the rest does not matter. What you're gonna see here and hear here with me are just kind of like best practices across the board. But everybody's face is different. Everybody's eyes are different. Everybody's face shape, skin, it's all different. Your skin tones are different. So using what you know about yourself, what you love, colors that you love, because the ultimate goal is for you to feel like your best self. I'm going to take Spectre. I'm going to plop it. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. I have a shadow that's just above my crease. It's like right there. That's where Spectre is going to drop first. All right. And understand that wherever you place your color off of your brush first is where the highest pigment of color is going to be. So be careful. All right. It's not. And then I like to build color. So I start with a very little amount and then I build on that. Blend and blend and blend some more. Now, I like these little circular motions because I have crepey eyelids, okay? I do envy watching makeup artists do their looks on these young, beautiful girls or just people in general that don't have a lot of texture on their eyelids. Because once texture enters the picture, it's a little different, okay? And sometimes we feel like we need to go in with bright, bold colors, when in actuality, it's better to go to the mid-tone range, all right? So we're just gonna continue to build this color until I say, yeah, I'm happy with it. I didn't close my eyes once. Now, I can close it to do the corner. I can build that color right there. So, this is a light gray and you can see light gray here, but right here, I like to add a little bit more depth. So I'm going in with that same color. Who says you need like multiple colors? One color can do it all if you find the right color. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep building up and building up. I'm going to even flip my brush over and I'm going to pack that in just a little bit more right there. Sorry if I'm looking off to the side. I just have to look in my mirror. Okay, so I just took one color and now you can see that I've added depth and dimension. It's not heavy. It's not, it could take you from night or from day into night. Same thing, eyes open. I'm gonna plop it right in that shadow that's just above my crease. Same thing if you have hooded eyes. Like, you don't wanna put the color in the hood. You want to create a crease above your hood, okay? And that's why keeping your eyes open helps you to be able to do that. Circles, build on color. Circle, build on color, okay? Now, so funny because, let me back up, I feel like I'm really in your face. I don't know if it's been a year. Yeah, it's probably been a year. I did a video because I had this little, I need to blend my primer. I had this little fat pad right here, okay? I had it. Now, I don't do surgery, I don't do fillers, I don't do Botox, but it's gone, okay? Couple of things I attribute to that fat pad being gone. But if you have excess skin right here, think about the premise of contour. It makes an area recede. So taking a color that is not necessarily dark, but more of a transition, and placing it in that area, it can help that area kind of set back in. The opposite is if you place a really light color in that little fat pad area right there, based off of what you've learned, you're going to draw attention to it and make it stand out even more. So think about those little things. Back to what I think helped. I think the Korean skincare ended up healing everything because it's so gentle. I can put it on my eyelids. I put it all the way up to my eyes. Like, There's not a separate eye cream, but it has made all the difference in the world because it's so gentle. I also, have been eating an anti-inflammatory diet, making sure that my hormones are in check, all of those other things. But I really do believe that that is the one thing that has totally changed. All right, let me build a little bit more coverage or a color right here on the outside. If you're interested in finding out more about or getting a color match, comment the word match. Or if you are interested in finding out more about the Korean skincare, comment K like in Kim and skin, and I'll send you all of that. Guys, please understand that I am open for questions. I can't see my comments here, but I'll come back and answer them, or message or DM me. That might even be the better thing, is to DM me or shoot me a text at 301-720-0788. All right, so what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to add a little shimmer. So no matter what anybody tells you, you can wear shimmer when you're over 50. And when you have crepey eyes, you just have to know where to put it. So I'm going to do the same look that I did for the Rio yesterday. And I'm going to dip into this color called Crush. All right, and this is what it looks like. And I am just going to put it on my lid, just like that, where you can feel your eyeball underneath of it. All right. And Crush is like a peachy shade, and it's not an in-your-face shimmer. It's just a really gentle shimmer. All right, let's talk eyeliner really quickly. When we were talking about the 80s, right? Black eyeliner was a thing. And not only was it a thing, but the more you put on and the more you lined, the better. All right, so how I have transitioned my over 50 eyes away from black eyeliner simply because it's so harsh. All right, we can talk about eye shape and we can talk about, yes, your eye looks bigger. Yes, your eye looks smaller. I personally feel that it does shrink the eyes. However, it really just looks harsh. And that harshness can age us. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is a gel eyeliner by a company called Revant, same that I mentioned about the eyebrow liner. And finding a gel liner is really nice because it glides as opposed to skipping over the texture, right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line like in between my lashes, and it doesn't have to be crazy perfect. All right. All I'm doing is just lining in between my lashes. If it hits the waterline, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just trying to give this eye just a little bit more shape. Same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tap on my lower lash line. And because this is a gel, it's just kind of gliding over. I'll zoom in so that you guys can see the difference. All right, so it's very light. And that's the way that I like it. All right, now what's going to happen right now is I'm going to keep my eyes looking straight. I'm not going to raise my brows, okay? Because sometimes, whoops, I feel like this is a little uneven. Sometimes what happens, it happens to me, and I know if you have crepey eyelids happening to you, you raise your brows and it lifts this part of your eye. So then when you come back down, now this part sags, which is why the winged liner can be a thing. You won't see me really do much of a wing liner. I might do a baby wing, but because it all ends up sagging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up from my lower lash line and I'm going to keep looking straight, no expression. And I'm going to just create this little, it's kind of like a wing. Okay, might not be perfect. When I raise my eyebrows, now you can see the stuttering. That's precisely my point. If you want, now you can fill it in. Okay, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it because it does end up looking pretty, okay? That is what I would end up with, but I'm taking it one step further. All right, let me find a dense brush. We'll just use this one. Something that has like a stiff end on it. And then I'm going to blend it out. So now I've just added just a little bit of depth to that outer corner. This gel eyeliner blends so easy, okay? But you do need a stiff brush. Stiff brush is the best for it. Okay, so pretty. And then you can kind of carry that down. And I'll take a little bit of, what I just do with Spectre. I literally had to set it down. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this and we'll just carry that all the way under. So I just used a little bit more of an eyeshadow over top, and that's kind of where we're rolling with that. Okay, pretty, pretty. Let's do it again. So I'm gonna tap on the lashes just on that lower level. If you wanna line your upper lashes, go ahead. Okay, for sure. If you have round eyes, I just saw a makeup artist do a video and she explained it really well. She said, like, if you have round eyes and you know you have round eyes and you take eyeliner and you are, especially black, tracing from corner to corner, top and bottom, you just have drawn a circle around your eyes. So now it just looks like two round marbles. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing something with your eyeliner. Even this method would be beautiful on round eyes, in order to be able to kind of lengthen and lift. So tapping just on that lower lash line just to add a little bit of color. Now we're going to go from the lower lash line, no expression, staring forward, and I'm just doing flick, okay, because I can already feel like all of the texture flicking for sure. And then when I lift my brows, you can see the stuttering. All right, I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't want him there. And now we're going to take that stiff brush and we can lengthen. I mean, you could even just do that, and that's just pretty in and of itself. And then take it in. I advise against doing anything beyond the tail of your brow. And so from the corner of your eye to the tail, you should have, that should be where the tail of your brow ends. Okay, now let's get a little bit of mascara. Had this company reach out to me recently. It's called Prime Prometics, and they sent me their mascara, and I really like it. Okay, I have been a tubular mascara fan for several years, and I have not used a regular mascara for a very long time, but I really like this product. It has good nourishing ingredients so that it helps, and it specializes, it's targeted at mature women because we have short, brittle lashes. So they have given me a code. I'm sorry to say, I don't think the code is going to be available until the 30th. I did reach out to them and ask if they could make the code available sooner for my people. So we will see, but the code is going to be Kim Light, KIMLIGHT 10. All right, so that you can get this if you want. This is black, they have blue, and they have brown. this little bristle right here. I love the bristles because they will get those teeny tiny little ones that we always get on the corners. I like to apply 2 coats, and this is buildable. Okay, tubular mascara, if you let too much time go in between, then it gets hard and it makes it really difficult to reapply product. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat. And then I'm going to scroll through really quickly and see if I can pick up some comments and help to answer any of those. All right, let's end it there. One more thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a once over of bronzer, a really light dusting of bronzer all over, and I'm going to mix it with an illuminator. So an illuminator is like this little bit of a glow. I'm going to dab into both, and I'm just going to do like a little once over of both of those just to warm up. Now, I know that this live was long, but I want you to take the things that you heard and the things that you might have learned and apply them to your current makeup routine. See what you have, see what you need, okay? If you need something that I offer, I will gladly just reach out. I will gladly meet you wherever you are and find ways that I can get you the link and a discount. When people want to work with me, I first of all figure out where I can fill in with the things that I already love. Like, is it something that I truly need in my stash that I think can help others? And number 2, I try it for a really long time because there's a lot of stuff out there. And if it's not worth sharing, it's not worth sharing. So this is the shape brush that I used to apply my makeup. Oh my gosh, you guys, Portugal, Germany, Poland, Belgium. Saint is coming to the United Kingdom we're told in November. Oh my gosh, all of you guys in Florida, please, I hope you're hunkered down and I hope that you are safe. There is a company called, what is it called? Reship.com that you can get things shipped to you internationally. All right. If you commented Match or K-Skin, you are getting the links to all of this stuff. If there's something there that you wanted that you didn't get, please reach out. Yay, I'm glad that you like the eyeliner. I do too. I really do too. My daughter is better. She had COVID too. Thank you. You guys are awesome. My name is Kim. I am your over 50 makeup teacher. I would love it if you would share. And if you don't follow me, you're going to want to do that because I do easy makeup tips all the time. Bless you guys. Have a great day. I will see you soon.